and welcome to my channel. This is Nina from the Forgotten Bookshop Girl, and I can't tell you how excited I am to present you my first set of Coaltown Traveller's Notebook inserts that I finally finished. I think some of you have watched the video where I am attempting to make a journal using a Coaltown Coffee Roasters coffee bag. So this is what the bags look like. It's a coffee roastery that is just down the road, and I really love the idea behind it, and I absolutely love the packaging, and I always thought it should be possible to do something with the packaging. So I'll just give you a quick look of the Traveller's Notebook. The first one I made is this one, and I've been using it in one of my Skillshare classes. In the 30 days of journaling challenge class, I'm using this insert. And now I've finally got round to making some because I wanted to list them in my Etsy shop and also sell them at Cloth Paper Stitch in Llandeilo here in Wales. So anyway, I've got, as you can see, basically they're all very much the same. I've used the papers that I've used are very similar. But as you can see, two of them have labels and two of them haven't. The main reason is that, let's just go back. As you can see that the stamp, I don't actually know if it's hand stamped, but it could be. They are not always, so the logo is not always in the same place on the coffee bag. So I had to play around with that, and I actually quite like the fact that they are all slightly different. And I just felt that also, you know, not everybody wants to have a label at the front of the notebook. So let's maybe just start with the ones that haven't got a label. I've used this is, again, let's go back. As you can see, some of them come with this bit of, it looks like baker's twine attached to it. So whenever that was still attached to it, I used that as a bookmark. And if not, then I used some baker's twine to add a bookmark. Oh yes, and a local cafe and delicatessen is keeping the empty bags back for me, so I can use them. And that's the Ginhaus here in Llandeilo, and I'm going to put a link in the description box. Right, okay, so let's get started. I'll do this one first. I excuse me, I created a little tuck spot pocket kind of thing in each one of them, at the front and also at the back. And this is one of the Coaltown coffee information postcards. So I keep collecting all these postcards from businesses and just places where I go, and so I thought I'll start using them. I'll just put them into the notebook. So this one has the, you know, kind of like goes with the notebook. Let's carry on. Now I've got in the front, I've got this flap. So you've got these two pockets in the front. This came from the bag where it just says the roasted on and best before. And then there's another one here where you can stick something in and close it up. I found this works really well to keep have like a washi tape sampler. Hang on, because that's what I've done in this one. So I kept it very close, the whole design very close to my first sampler notebook. So I've got a washi tape sampler in the front, and I find that's a really good place to have it. And then all the papers, or most of the papers, have been coffee dyed, so we've got some lined paper. Then I'm also using paper that came from packaging material. And this is some graph paper, and basically, you know, I like to have different kinds of sizes of papers. There's a book page. In designing some kind of like scrapbook book paper type of thing, because I really like to print them onto tracing paper and then use them in my journals. And obviously if you've got a whole page, this would be something an A4, and when I'm using it I have to cut a little bit off, so this is the bit that has been cut off of the rest, which you will find at a different place in the book. And so what I have done here, let me just grab this little, this is by the way a vintage playing card. So I created a little pocket here, so it's been sewn onto another piece of paper, and that's actually an offcut of one of the pages in there. So we've got this here, and more graph paper, and lined paper, and this is from the Diary of an Edwardian Lady, or the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. As you can see, these pages are sticking out. I was tempted to cut them to size, but I thought I'd leave it to whoever buys the book, because you could either keep it as a, you know, as a, oh, what are they called? Like a little tag where you kind of know where to find a certain page, or you can just, you know, cut a little bit off. But I have to say I quite like it when the pages stick out, so that's why I left this one as it is. And there we go, this is the other half, so the typewriter was kind of like at the bottom. And so yeah, this is something I created. I'm quite happy with the result, I have to say. And we've got a fold out here, small pages. I left it pretty plain. I'm going to add more things to it, and actually I've just noticed that I should have started with the other one, because I've got some photographs, copies of vintage photographs that go with the journal, so find them in the other one. Then in the middle we've got an envelope, okay, so you could stick something in here. And as I said, they're going to be more little bits and pieces that will go with each journal, but I thought that could be a little surprise, so you could find something. This is the back of the tracing paper, and most of the elements that you can see came from the Graphics Fairy, from the premium membership site. There we go. Small papers, yes, but I kept it fairly simple so that you've got lots of space of journaling and can just, you know, create whatever you would like with this journal. But there are some bits and pieces that will come with this journal. There we go. So this is one, and just to give you a quick idea of what the second one, so this has a different postcard in, but at the front, you know, obviously a different playing card, but it's very similar. And it's just also the order of the pages is pretty similar. I think it's just some of the book pages are from different books. As you can see, you've got a typewriter, pocket again. This is one of the photographs, and you will get the same set of photographs that is in here in the other notebook you just saw, and these are copies of vintage photographs I've got at home. So obviously you would get a different page here, but apart from that, as you can see, it's very, very similar to the other one. Let's just go back. Again, you've got the pocket, the envelope in the middle. It's made from vintage sheet music, and let me just have a quick look when you get to exactly here. So I've got two more photographs that will come with this journal. So that's this one. Let's just put that back in here. Now we get to the two that have the labels on. Let me just, yeah, this is the one with the photograph. Because I've got a different set of photographs that go with these two, and also a different design for the tracing paper. So there we go, we've got this one, then again, playing card. This is the original bit of twine. And again, as you can see, the setup of the papers is again the same as in the other one. I need to count the pages. And I'll put that into the description. I forgot to do that before I started filming. You can see a different paper. This is a bit wonky in here. When I started sewing it in, I didn't notice that this one was a bit wonky, but in a way I quite like it. It looks like it's just been tucked in, you know, into the journal. So again, little pocket here. That's the other half of the tracing paper that you're going to see in a moment. Again, country diary of an Edwardian lady picture. Again, the same. Oh, there we go. This is a completely different design, and it's got a bird and some beautiful eggs and feathers and everything. So there we go again, the envelope in the middle, and then there's the back of this one. There we go. And let's just get to fold out. Yeah, all the fold outs are kind of like at the same place. And then we've got two more photographs in here, and also the way I cut them, I kept to the original ways the photographs were cut. So this looks a bit, you know, this looks a bit wonky, but it's exactly the way the original photograph was cut. So I left that. If you don't, you know, if you don't like, you could just cut, you know, cut around it. And this is the other half of the wonky page. And then, yep, another fold out, and that's this one. And then the last one is again different postcard, but apart from that, it's just like the one you saw before. I still have to add the photographs to this one. I haven't cut them out yet. With the pocket here, so we'll just go through this really quickly. Got the bird and the envelope in the middle, and obviously all the coffee dyed papers will look a little bit different, but there, that pocket here, and there we go. This is the fourth book. So as I said, each of these notebooks will come with a set of photographs, and each of them will come with a little bit more ephemera, sort of like a few bits and pieces. I'm going to list them, and as soon as I've got them listed, I'll put the link below in the description box. I'll also add the number of pages. They've all got the same number of pages, and I'm going to kind of like list them exactly in the same way as I've shown them. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a piece of paper in each of them to kind of like say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the way I'm going to list them is that I'm going to have just kind of like two no label with the I would call them typewriter, and you know that's going to be the title. It's of no label typewriter, and these are going to be the label with the bird. But because they're so similar, I don't think I'm going to make a real distinction between them, if that's okay with you. And that's how I'm going to list them. I'm going to make more, and also because the original plan was to have one kind of the typewriter, once with a label and then without a label. But then when I started binding them, I must have made a mistake, because now I've got these two without the label, both with a typewriter themed tracing paper, and these two with the label have the bird tracing paper design in there. So I'll make more, and I'll kind of like mix it, and the next lot I think is going to be kind of like this, and then I might think about kind of like variations. Maybe if I've got the time, I'm planning on making kind of another kind of tracing paper. I might find different photographs to put in, and so on. But at the moment, I'm going to leave it like this, I think. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you like my new notebooks, and as I said, I'm going to link them below. I'm also going to put a link into the video, the original video, where I kind of was playing around with creating a notebook from the coffee bags, and I'll also put a link to my Skillshare class in case you're interested. Okay, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.